Hi Taurus, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are just looking at all the positive energies around you at the moment, focusing in a little bit on love stuff, but seeing what sort of comes out for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. It really does help the channel grow, being such a small channel. So thank you so much. And this week we are using, I've got the Innocent Secrets lenormand. I'm also using the Pop Art lenormand. I have here this one's the Spill the Tea Oracle, as well as those beautiful heart-shaped lovers oracle cards. All right, so getting into it for you, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, what is going on for Taurus? Positive energy, general positive energy, general messages for Taurus. Positive energies around our Taurus at this time. And one more. Just having a look at this. Like, I'm hearing the phrase winds of change. Clarify that third card for our Taurus, please. Clarify that third card for Taurus. Okay. So is that Taurus? Is that inspiration for Taurus, or is that something outside of Taurus? Clarify. Okay, so firstly here, Taurus, we are seeing the coffin as well as the stork. Okay, so we definitely do see a death and a rebirth, especially with that stork energy. That really does focus on the birth, the rebirth aspect here. That is the pregnancy card, so it really does, refer quite honestly to birth and the birth of the creation of new ideas, of new life of some sort here. The coffin, it really does talk about transformation in that, something ending, bringing about the opportunity for new things to come in for you here. So it really is like a transformative kind of energy. And the stork really is, it's not necessarily the actual birth, so to speak. It's the conception, and it's that period of time where you first initially the spark, and then it takes a little bit of time sometimes for that to actually come out into reality. So like it's an idea. It's the pregnancy card for a reason. It's not an actual birth taking place as of yet. It's the conception of something here. So it's kind of like a door being closed in your life. I'm kind of just picking up here that for a lot of you, the ending associated with this coffin card is something you kind of had no control over. Something ending in your life that you really weren't maybe expecting that to end, or wanting that to end, but it's ending regardless. The door is closed. I feel like the door is now closed. It's kind of sort of saying to me here, but having to deal with that being closed off to you now, it's kind of forcing you to go think about the new of, okay, well, if I can't do that anymore, what are we going to do next? What should I do instead? If I can no longer do that and that's closed off to me, what comes next? And what can I put all that energy that I was putting into that and hoping that was going to work out, where can I put all that energy now? And so it's really sort of giving you this opportunity to find new things and put your energy into something brand new here. The stork really does sort of stir things up. So for a lot of you, that ending, I do feel as though it has already sort of taken place. A lot of you probably can sort of think of, what has recently ended, or opportunities that have now been closed out to you, and maybe having to close off relationships with people and those sorts of things, but it's really enabling you to now move forward and okay, what can I do with that energy now? Really think about, how am I going to move forward? Accept the loss and move on, sort of thing. So I feel like you've already gone through the emotional stuff when it comes to that ending. You're now sort of focusing on, okay, well, yep, I've accepted that that's ended. Now what? And it's sort of stirring up some things within you here. As to what it's stirring up here, we have the snake followed by the tree. Okay, so this is, a lot of green and healing energy around these two cards here. The snake energy, it can talk about quite a few things. It's kind of, I feel for you here, Taurus, it's shattering the illusion of what you thought things were going to be like, because, I do feel that for a lot of you, whatever this has closed, you did have a certain amount of yourself invested into that, and now that that's not an option anymore, we're like, oh well, the illusion has shattered, and I'm now being forced to look elsewhere, find other ways around things, which the snake really does sort of find other ways around things. So I'm not really picking up, it can be a more negative based card, that snake energy here, but I'm not really getting that for you at all, Taurus, especially when, we are looking specifically at the positive energy for you at the moment. But we do see a lot of sort of earthy type energy coming through here for you, Taurus. So, keeping yourself very grounded, and you're shattering those illusions, and, actually giving you that moment to really stop and think about, okay, well, if I need to find other ways around this, because like a snake, you maybe finding your way through every small little crack and crevice. You're not moving in straight lines. You're sliding along, like winding along kind of thing, rather than just moving dead straight into things. You're kind of like, well, it gives us a chance to sort of think about different ways of approaching things, and looking at things that maybe I never would have thought about in the past. But now that I'm kind of being forced to move on here, I need to come up with some new ideas, some things that I've never thought of before, some brand new, like it's really coming through as, doing things in a whole new kind of a way here. And with the tree there, it's very muchly focusing on, like, your healing the the wording is escaping me here, but there is a strong focus on healing yourself here, and growth, more than anything, branching out, finding new ways to do things, and whatnot. And like, there's a lot of wisdom and education connected with this as well for a lot of you. So for some of you, there may be, you may be actually seeking just, a more mature, educated perspective on things at the moment, and approaching things from a more educated viewpoint than what you may have in the past. When it comes to snake energy, I did sort of ask to clarify that one here, which we got the flowers coming out. So being able to look at things, and stirring up new ideas within you in brand new kinds of ways here, and sort of, it's kind of a little bit moving in the shadows as well, maybe not broadcasting what you're doing, what you're thinking about doing, those sorts of things, because you're embracing that snake energy at the moment, and you're really stirring this up within you to find out what it is that you're truly passionate about, and moving towards those things, but just doing it in a different kind of a way. And I do feel for a lot of you, there's this energy of, not broadcasting it, kind of moving in the shadows a little bit here, being a little bit, like a snake, you're hidden in the grass. keeping yourself very grounded while you're doing it. But this new energy could actually be the, you know, the reward for all the hard work. It's kind of like your reward for having to face that closing in the first place. So, you know, because that was obviously not meant for you. If that has now closed off to you, it was never sort of meant to be for you in the long term here, Taurus. And so, you know, once you actually, you know where you're going, and approaching that from a different angle, and putting your all into it, giving the new energy your time, your love, your energy, your affection, your attention, especially, you know, when I see the growth there, and growing yourself, and growing, you know, your you know, all aspects of your life here, growing your personal knowledge and wisdom and maturity levels as well. I do feel as though something's just going to sort of come in at the right time. We have the rider here as well. So I do kind of feel that with that rider there, he is kind of talking about, you know, somebody else coming in and just sort of planting the seed for you a little bit here. So pay attention to things being said around you, to you. You know, you are kind of looking, you know, looking at things from a totally different perspective, and, you know, moving in the shadows a little bit here. And I feel like this is kind of your part of your reward for all the hard work and all the stuff you've been through, Taurus, with this energy, that you know, the more that you're giving to that, the more things are just going to sort of fall in line for you. I am getting very like, I'm getting actually like army type references coming through with this rider here, that it's like, you know, someone might come in and sort of tell you how things could go, but it's a totally different thing to what you maybe had thought. You know, a year ago you would never have thought of this, but I do feel as though for some of you there is this, you know, good news coming in the form of somebody maybe, you know, just randomly giving you some advice, or just randomly saying something in conversation that kind of spurs you into thinking, and you know, because you're sort of moving in the shadows, you're just sort of observing and listening very carefully, and you know, taking what you need from what you're hearing around you and seeing around you and all that sort of stuff, and using that to sort of grow and expand your own consciousness, you know, your own base of knowledge here, and branch out into other things that you maybe never thought you would be branching out towards. So there is some definite positive energy there, but it's more, you know, it's transformation, and it's kind of giving you the message there of, you know, not being afraid of looking for things, and you know, not being afraid to, you know, be a little bit, you know, I don't want to say sneaky, because that's not really the right word here, but it's that moving in the shadows energy, where you're just sort of using things to your best advantage, and, you know, the illusions have all sort of shattered now, and so you're seeing things a bit more clearly, and with a bit more wisdom, you know. But I am just still getting this feeling that there's something will just sort of fall into place for you, or something, you know, will be said to you that'll just make things just sort of, oh, but you hear that thing, and then click, 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 you know, everything sort of falls into the right place, and everything sort of just adds up, and you know exactly where to go from there, and you know, it's like, that's the tree moment of wisdom, and you know, this is where we're going here, and this is, you know, going to be something stable for me in the future. So very interesting. It's not being like super specific there, Taurus, but that's what we have for that portion. But we'll have a look at love and romance. Taurus, what's going on for Taurus when it comes to love and romance? Positive energy for our Taurus when it comes to love and romance, please. And one more. Do you know what's really interesting? I don't think this has really got that much to do with you, to be honest, Taurus. I do want to clarify that straight away, because I feel like this is a step away from you. For some of you, this is actually a step away from you. Can we just clarify this energy for Taurus, please? Because once again, I'm just getting this observational kind of energy. Firstly, clarify why is this message coming through as positive love messages for Taurus, please? Yeah, so that kind of affirms that for me. Anything else about this situation that Taurus needs to be aware of? Anything else about this situation that Taurus needs to be aware of, please? So, you know, I was straight away picking up on a bit of an observational type energy here, Taurus. I don't actually feel like this is directly your love life specifically. This is somebody around you. And it's like you're bearing witness to this. For some of you, it may be a little bit more directly connected to you. It's just not really, that's not the prominent message here. I'm just being given a couple of personal examples of people I know that are Taurus, but I'm like, the main one, it's not them, it's somebody around them. I think I know who it is too. I'm not going to lie. But then the potential of who the people that could be involved, I feel like one of them could actually be a Taurus, but they may be like I don't know, like a different kind of Taurus to you, if that makes sense, or like a different age bracket to you, or a different, there's just something separating you from this other Taurus. But I feel like there may be a Taurus involved here somewhere. But for you, the one watching the video, I don't feel it's actually you. Because I am getting a couple of examples being thrown to me, and it's like, you know, the main Taurus, the main Taurus, and then, you know, there is, I'm actually being shown three different scenarios here, where it could be, you know, their sibling, where it could be, you know, a family member of theirs who is also a Taurus, but it's not them directly. So we're looking at, you know, multiple Tauruses within friends groups as well. So there may be like somebody who is connected to somebody else who has a strong Taurus placement, and it's like just somebody within your general vicinity, like your friendship group and those sorts of things. Because we do have, when I've asked a little bit more about, you know, why you're being shown this message, we have the dog and the fish, because somehow this message has the potential to affect you via either friendships or money. Okay, so it's kind of giving, you know, and it could be, you know, through actual pets as well. You know, so there could, you know, that obviously with pets, we all know that pets are very expensive, you know, if they need to go to vets and things like that. So there could be a connection like that as well, like a having to spend money on a pet because of, although I don't see how a pet would connect actually to this situation, but that may just be how this person is connected to you, Taurus. But there's the potential for this to affect your friendship with somebody or your money. So this may be somebody you're connected to through money. So like a business partnership and another employee or something like that. But we do see firstly the I'm missing you energy, the I am why card there. That does say yearning, missing someone, reminiscing. So this might be somebody that you haven't actually even, it's not that you haven't seen them, it's just that you haven't been as close with this person lately as you have been in the past. But this is what's going on in this person's energy, okay? We have supersize me, which is doing too much, excessive overindulgence. Okay, so that's where we see, things like addictions come into play, overeating come into play. It is the supersize me card. So, overeating, overindulging in, substances or alcohol, overspending, those sorts of things, especially with the fish coming out for you with your connection to this energy. So they definitely could be overspending, that sort of thing, like gambling, doing too much. Maybe they're trying to, over involve themselves in things in your life here, Taurus. Or it's very interesting though, because we also have these two cards. We have the lipstick evidence, which is infidelity, caught cheating, and betrayal. All right. We also have the last straw. All right. Limitations, breaking point, overwhelmed. So once again, I am getting a very specific example here for my main Taurus. And if you're watching, you'll know who that is because of what I said about the dogs, okay? And reaching a breaking point with that situation, because, with the lipstick evidence, it may not necessarily be, actual outright cheating that you're witnessing here. It's some sort of betrayal. They're betraying, a commitment that they've made to you in some way, or a commitment that they've made in general. I do feel like that, for a lot of you, it's a commitment they've made to you through friendship or through money. So for some of you here, it's like a business partnership as well. I'm definitely picking up a business partnership for someone there as well. But you're like at your breaking point with this person. They're about to push your limits, and you're very likely about to see some sort of proof about this. All right. The extra information we have that you need to know here, we have the child, we have the letter, and we also have the lily. All right. So with the child and the letter, that's some sort of like, especially with this other energy here, that's some sort of like immature communication. Like someone sending you a message just to annoy you, just to push you past your breaking point kind of thing. Someone sending you a message out of naivety, immaturity. Honestly, like I'm getting here with this image of this child. It's kind of like somebody trying to just laugh at your expense. Not going to lie. But once again, like I said, this may not be directly you for some of you here. This may be somebody you're observing this happening to a friend or someone close, someone that you are aware of. It's just happening in your energy somewhere here, Taurus. It's not really, I feel like maybe it's different for each and every one of you, that, for some of you, this is happening more directly to you than others. For others of you, this is just, happening sort of around you, and you're seeing that, you're bearing witness to this. But there is definitely some immature communication, but I feel like that communication, it kind of proves that I feel like somehow that immature communication, or that, someone trying to say something just to sort of get a rise out of someone, I feel like that's the proof, that's the evidence that this person is, overdoing it. They're pushing that. It's not just your limits they're pushing, but they're pushing the limits of karma here too, I feel, especially too with that lily energy here, that this is going to, once that breaking point is hit, we are going to see, some longer term changes being made. All right. And I do kind of feel as though that you are going to be okay on this, because this is actually all for the positive. Like I said, we're looking for positive energy. So somehow this turns around and turns into a positive for you. And I feel like it's so that you can protect your friendships. You can look after protect your friends, support your friend. You can protect your money. You can protect your pets. Whatever is necessary for you out of that situation. I feel like that's what you're going to get out of this, and it's going to, it may hit a little bit emotionally, but at the same time, this person's immaturity is also their weakness, and that immature communication or that text just to get a rise out of you just because they think they're just sitting there laughing at you or laughing at someone here, that's actually their weakness. Okay, Taurus, that's their vulnerability. They're acting that way to cover emotion that they have. And for some of you, the emotion is because they're reminiscing and they know they effed up a long time before today, and this is because this is the last straw. So this person kind of knows, like, this is that F around and find out kind of energy, and they're finding out. So, not, sounds like a them problem, Taurus. So why is this so important? Why is this so positive and important for Taurus, please? There's that transformation again, because it's got to come to an end in order for brand new energy to start. This has got to come to an end. It's the last straw. It's the breaking point of this situation. So I feel like this is something that, whoever this is involved with, it needs to end. It needs to end one way or another. Okay. Any extra information for Taurus? Please, specifically towards Taurus with love and romance, please. Romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. So there is still, romance in your energy there. But, it just feels like this is the main thing going on at the moment in your love life. In your love energy anyway, Taurus. It like I said, it doesn't even, for some of you, it doesn't even feel directly you and your love life. It's something, you're kind of watching. So it's very interesting energy there. Longest reading of the week, Taurus, because that's quite interesting energy. And I feel like it's just your reading today is a little bit less specific than what I normally like to do the readings. So I'm sorry if it's not as specific to you personally as it could be. But that's what we have for you. You please check your other placements, your moon, your Venus sign, and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully, with our next All Suns video, maybe we can come up with something a little bit more specific to you personally, Taurus. But once again, they are collective messages, and it's kind of that energy of if that's the most important thing going on at the moment. Obviously your personal love life, romantic life is not of a concern to the universe, whereas this issue is, and it needs you to know about it one way or another. So it's coming up to the surface. All right, but that's what we've got. So hopefully I will see you all again soon.